Do you all know where's KASSIA? Yeah, when you tell them a project in Flora Road, what would they typically tell you? Ulu, very far, Niao Bu Shen Dan, so on and so forth, right? I mean, these are the fact of the development. Okay, we are not very near to MRT station. We don't have reputable primary school. The nearest amenities will be like Park Como, so on and so forth. But is there a better reason for people to buy in? Okay, so every time we sell a project, there's only two things that I will tell customer. Number one will be the characteristic of the property. That means how near are we to MRT station, to schools, where are the bus stop, how many units, how many, what are the materials that we are given. These are the characteristics. But the second thing that we always want to sell is actually on the right entry price. So you may not buy the most favorable development, but if you actually enter the investment from a right investment price point, you will still make money. Right? So that's why Hong Leong comes out with this very attractive price. Just in case you do not know or not familiar with the market, right? If you go into a new launch show flat today, if you want to buy a one bedroom, it typically starts from 1.25 million in today's market. There's a huge disparity in terms of quantum. If you buy into Hong Leong's freehold KASSIA, it's going to start from 8xxk. Which means to say the cheapest in Singapore is about 1.25. If you can buy at assume 900,000, there's a disparity of 350,000. The moment you show them there's a disparity of 350,000, the Ulu, the very far, there's no MRT, that concern is all solved already. What can they do with 350,000? They can buy a car which gives you more flexibility and convenience. Right? So sometimes people may not want to stay in an integrated project because there's so many people. They prefer something more cozy, a little bit further away from the MRT station, but you must give them a car. So where the money is going to come from? It's going to come from this built-in profit. You can buy a brand new Tesla Model Y 200,000 including COE, yet you got 150,000 savings. Right? So why I say that is because today the property price appreciation is much faster than our income growth. So people who are, especially you guys, those younger ones coming to the market, in fact, if you have a certain amount of down payment, you can already enter. The biggest problem about ordinary Singaporeans out there is that they are being priced out by the property market growth. Okay? If you want to buy something like that, you need about 400,000 down payment before you can enter. Today, if you are somebody younger, typically below 35, with 300,000 cash or CPF, you can enter into KASSIA already. You can use the next 4 years of development, okay, build your equity through progressive payment. When it POP, you can just sell it off, take back all your down payment and also the equity built up, okay, and upgrade into a 2-bedroom. It can be also KASSIA or it can be somewhere nearer to the MRT station, that's fine. Right? So I want all of you to look out for people whereby they are younger, they still staying with parents, they only have a limited capital to consider the 1-bedroom. Now I move on to a 2-bedroom. 2-bedroom, if you go into the market, okay, the cheapest unit you can find is about 1.45 million. Average in Singapore, whether is it Lentor or Jurong, they're selling about 1.5 to 1.6 million. Today, you can potentially enter this, which is a 5 years ago entry price, 5 years ago, at about 1.1x million for a 2-bedroom. The good thing about KASSIA 2-bedroom is that we don't have the 2-bed 1 bath. All my 2-bedroom are 2-bed 2 bath. Okay, if you actually do a comparison in terms of layout, the more profitable 2-bedroom will always be the 2-bed 2 bath. Right? Can you imagine 2 different bedrooms, you're sharing 1 bathroom, there's always concern when you move in. So 2-bed 2 bath is always the ideal one. So the disparity is actually about 250,000. So this group of people, the demographic will always come from people who wants to get married already. They are a couple with maybe 1 or 2 very little children. They can still potentially bunk in and squeeze into this 2-bed 2 bath, no problem. But the emphasis of this kind of OCR development is always on the 3 and 4 bedrooms. Why? Because there's typically more HDB upgraders in this district 16, 17 and 18, which is the eastern part of Singapore. So there's 30% over, 1/3 of our units going to make out of 3 and 4 bedroom. Let me touch on the 3 bedroom first. Today you want to go into the market and buy something, it starts from about 1.88 million. Whether is it Lentor or Jurong. Today you can potentially buy our 3-bedroom at about 1.6x million. So disparity about 188,000. Right? 4-bedroom, okay, 4-bedroom, I hope you all understand also. This one in the future will be the most profitable unit type in KASSIA. Do you all know 4-bedroom always make more money than 3-bedroom? 3-bedroom will make more money than 2-bedroom. Right? So considering this is going to be the most profitable, okay, today you go into, especially if you're buying into the east, 2.7 million is the entry price that you must have before you can buy a 4-bedroom. 4-bedroom and 3-bedroom typically they are for own stay, right? People usually stay with their parents or they have got a few children, then they'll consider the 3 and 4 bedroom. Today you can potentially buy at 2.4 million, there's a disparity of 200,000. So considering you are going to be the most profitable, yet I already locked in a 200,000, right? It's easier for HDB upgraders. That means people staying in the east, they already have got a HDB with them. You can potentially help them sell and come into a 4-bedroom. If not, if you still want to stay in the east, you got to enter at 2.7 million. Why I say that KASSIA will be a good project to sell off to, or at least begin with for a HDB upgrader is that, okay, we always look at supply and demand. Price point, okay, it must be right, but it must also be based on supply and demand. So the highlight of KASSIA, of course, one of the characteristics, it is not 99 years, it is freehold. Okay, if you are buying a freehold at a 99 years price point, first, you acknowledge that this is a good entry price. Second, you go and compare to resale properties. The nearest comparison that we have at KASSIA is Park Como. Park Como is a mixed development, also in Flora area. They already hit $1,900 per square foot. Yet a brand new, okay, under construction KASSIA is only at $1,800 per square foot. Even the per square foot is the same, okay? Usually the newer developments, the under construction, in 4 to 5 years time, it will catch up in terms of pricing. So that's how we judge whether is that a good price to enter or not, okay, when you look at the new launch development. Before I let you all go, just want to emphasize supply and demand, right? There will be a good demand for freehold development in the whole of East, District 16, 17, 18, which is very big cluster, big estate, right? Total, if you are looking for something, you know, you got this group of buyers whereby they only want to buy freehold. No matter how you tell them, right? They will never want to listen to you one. Freehold is the best of the best, okay? There's total like less than 1,000 units, freehold development, less than 10 years old in District 16, 17, and 18. We mix a natural demand, okay, when it TOP. So it's going to be the newest, biggest piece of land in these 3 districts. So this one will help you bring your price point to the next level. Not only you enjoy this built-in profit, moving forward, anybody down the road wants to look for freehold, naturally when you search Property Guru, this project name will come out.